Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Zeffi for bringing us all together, because one of the things I've learned is that we are all brilliant and that we all have value in our lives with our individual talents, and that we are all unique, but we are all the same. And I want to explain a little bit what I mean by that. Short introduction, I'm Claudia Granger. I own the School of Wholeness Navigation. I am a psychic medium and hopefully illuminating mentor. And what I'm talking with illuminating mentor is shining the light, like Martha was talking about, onto each and everybody's light here. And I want to go a little bit into what we already had seen here before. I perceive life as the theater play of life, and we have many theater plays of life, and we are born with positive and negative traits. But what is always in oneness, what is always eternal, that's actually our third eye center. That's our light. That's a soul spark animating this body. And what we often do, and we are limiting ourselves with that, is we are thinking we are not good enough. Or, oh, like one lady said earlier, I'm only doing this, but I would like to do this now. Well, the first important part, that's why for me it's always important to talk about soul awakening, soul awareness, that we are like in a, I call this the elevator effect, that we are on the 14th floor, high up there, radiating out to our ideas and our brilliance, but then we have all these other levels, and we also have learning on the ground floor. Now, we seem to always say that we are not good enough here because we have these positive and negative traits, so the pendulum swing is so big between all this. But once we start to accept ourselves, we are learning to climb up the ladder and not judge anymore. The judgment will get less and less and less. And one things I would like you to consider today is to not judge yourself anymore, but actually considering yourself as being this brilliant light which is connected in all of us and where we are in oneness. And we are going to connect with this oneness in one of my practical meditations. Now, most of the trees have a little bit of a wider root system. So we have here what the Christians would maybe call the seven heavens, where we get ready to really disperse ourselves into this reality of earth plane. And then we have the root system, right? Like in every tree has a good root system. So we have all these different roots, and they end up in a soul spark animating the body, like the first picture I was talking about. So now we have all these different lifetimes with positive and negative trait, where we were rich and poor, male, female, and so on and so forth. And again, it's a circle. So with the God energy in us, it never leaves us. It just takes on different forms. And in this polarity, we often judge, oh, we have such a hard life, or we have a light life, or we have a difficult life, and this and that and the other. Now, once we understand that we have been everything, rich, poor, male, female, important, totally humble and not visible, then we understand we do not have to judge anything. We just be this time who we are meant to be. With the strengths and the weaknesses, we learn to love ourselves for who we are, so that maybe other people's button pushing can go right through us instead of being in our system like official. But coming to the future exercises, it's important for me that you understand that you are worth it. To acknowledge yourself for who you are in all aspects of your being in this lifetime. And that's why I want to try to start a short exercise so that we can feel better. And you have probably read in the program that I'm going to do another little meditation about how to connect with your guides, guardians, and cross over loved ones. That means, We're going to connect with these little entities everywhere here, coming from the angelic realms and coming from the source, but also some ancestors and who else wants to support us. We are going to connect with those. And then we are also going in and up from this golden strand, the soul strands, I call those, like the root system of a tree, going in and up, and then we connect with this one, or we say, I want to connect with where I was extremely spiritual, a good leader, very visible to the world, and then we go over here and over here. And it's interesting, we all will take different things home, but it's nice to understand we are not perfect and we don't need to be perfect. We just need to be ourselves. I learned, for example, from this lady today who talked about humility. She said, yeah, I've been very humble too, but it didn't serve me very well all the time. Because nobody knows that I've been teaching for over 20, 30 years. I had a school in Germany, and this is another interesting part. Going from logic, typical German, male energy, das Kalus Internum, the inner teacher. You know? Then I went the other pendulum swing, said, no, that logic part, that doesn't serve me anymore. I need to be more nurturing and more feminine. So I named my school Berkana, the nurturing mother. And now I'm at this place here in Sedona where I have the School of Wholeness Navigation, because it's all wholeness, it's all oneness, and there is nothing really which falls out of the concept of beingness. So why not just be? Okay, but by connecting with all these different aspects of our lives, why I find it interesting to connect with past lives, is that we have been everything. So if we want to build a house, we can connect with our inner architect. If we want to be a leader, we can connect with our inner leader, which we had been in another lifetime. If we want to be an artist, we can connect in the aspect of an artist. We might have been already. So we can employ all these functions and talents we have learned into our life now. We can bridge them. And that's what we're going to do now too. But for the ones of you who think, oh no, I cannot meditate, I cannot do this, I cannot do the other, this is the exercise to get rid of that, okay? So I would like you now to close your eyes and focus on an area which you would like to get rid of. Limited thought about yourself, limited perception about yourself, any kind of limitation. And feel it in your body. Where do I feel discomfort right now? Where do I feel not good enough? And then give this feeling a color, a form, shape, and a temperature. Why? Color, form, shape, and temperature is registered in different parts of the brain. And with giving this a color, a form, and a temperature, we triangulate in our brain where exactly this feeling is created. We triangulate it, and then we get rid of it. I hope everybody now has their feeling of discomfort in the body, and now give it a color, the first one which comes to mind. Give it a form. The first form comes to mind, whether it's a triangle or like a porcupine or like a blob, whether it's gooey or hard, hollow or dense. And then the temperature, is it hot or cold? Do you not know a temperature because it's body temperature? Whatever it is, note it. Then the next part is doing 21 rapid eye movement. That means with your closed eyes, you move your eyes to the very right, counts as 1, to the very left, counts as 2, to the very right, counts as 3, and so on. And that you do not have to count, I will count for you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The next thing is, and please don't feel embarrassed to breathe it out, because we cannot let anything go if we do not acknowledge it. So breathe it into the heart and chest, saying to yourself mentally, I acknowledge you. You need it to be there. And then breathe it out full force with the energy of, but I do not need you anymore. Like, you don't need to do any hand movements. Just breathe it in and out. We do this 8 times. I even have lost count myself, so I apologize. But you can see, you can easily get used to it, to just let it all out. Now we are confirming to the energies that we do not want to have the expelled energy back. That means we are doing another 21 rapid eye movements to say something like, no, no, no. I do not want to have this expelled energy back. And I count for you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now I would like you to sense in your body again and see, is the color lighter or darker? Has the form changed? Has the temperature changed? I'm sure something has changed. And then see whether it feels maybe a little bit better. And this is the way how you can get rid of any kind of emotional stuff or even some physical ailment, because you're working with the brain and we're working with the body together, but you're also staying focused to your own self and who you really are. You're acknowledging it, and then you let it go what you do not want anymore. So are you guys ready to go to the next phase for connecting with your guides? Mm-hmm. There are several ways to do that. And one is to go into the inner house. That means we are like the house. We represent this inner house. Whatever shows up is correct. And the attic is the third eye center and the seat of the soul. The crown chakra is the roof partially, and that's why we're going to experience that crystal clean and clear. But the inner house is not the only way how we can connect with ourselves. We can also go into the soul garden. And that's the most beautiful place you can imagine. The shamans call this the place of power. And that will be an option for the future where you can meet your guides, guardians, and crossed over loved ones. Now, guiding ones and guardians are assigned to you from birth. No matter what religious background you have, they might be God's helpers, there might be some aspect of gods and goddesses. It doesn't matter the religion. You have helpers assigned from birth. Not all of them work with you at the same time. So some you will meet today and others you will meet another time in your life when you really need them. And they can show up in many different forms. They can show up as color, sound, fragrance, symbol, power animal, angelic form, as your relatives, whoever is assigned to help you. Your higher self, another aspect from a different lifetime previously, can hop in on you as being a helper and guide. So do not judge what you perceive and say to yourself, yes, I have the right to connect with my helpers, because my guiding ones are always saying, and that were part of my true teachers coming from within, and they always said, confirmation comes to practice. You can do it. You don't know what you can if you do not try. That's the courageous aspect again in Mother Mercy's circle. And here we go, we say we can do it, and we try it, and it's going to be easy. Good things don't have to be complicated. They can be really easy. You can do this anywhere, and you can always go and communicating with your helpers any given moment in time. So I would like you now to envision a golden sun over your head, symbolizing this gold vibration. Saints were painted with a golden halo because they were soul aware, they were in the light, and everybody could see it even if they were not clairvoyant. So connect with this golden sun over your head. your higher self. Let one ray of this golden sun flow into every single cell of your brain, every single cell of your eyes, nose, mouth, throat and neck, shoulders, arms, hands, fingertips, along the spine and muscle structure, into your heart and chest opening both wide, into your solar plexus to make it more radiant, into your whole digestive system, into your hips, legs, knees, calves, feet, and through your feet into the ground like roots. And then fill yourself with this golden light, and once you're filled, you let it overflow from your heart into your aura, your electromagnetic field, so that you are in a golden light bubble, like a golden ring of fire, and that you always feel safe and secure at all times while we're doing this. And then I would like you now to envision a house. This house, as I said, is an aspect of you. Watch it first from the outside. Does it have many stories? What kind of color does it have? What kind of material is it made out of? What kind of roof does it have? Does it have a garden around? Fountains, flowers, trees? Then go to the front entrance. Open the door, go through and close the door behind you. And feel yourself, within your inner house. You can explore all the rooms, and every single room has a meaning. But right now we go into the attic. And there we look around. Is your attic crystal clean and clear? Does it have boxes, spider webs? You might take the time at one time to really clear it out and make it a nice meditative space. And also envision a round window on some of the walls, where you have like binocular glasses you can adjust symbolically that you can see in between the worlds. Great way to open your third eye as well. And then you envision the roof crystal clean and clear to have a good connection with your guiding ones, guardians, and higher self. I would like you now to put out chairs or cushions for your guides, guardians, and crossed over loved ones as an invitation. Ask yourself, how many of these chairs or cushions would I like to put out? The first number which comes up is the correct one. Do not second guess. Next step. Step in front of one of the chairs, preferably the one furthest to your left, so that you can connect with that guiding one or guardian first. And if you do not perceive anything on there, sit down yourself. Then it's about feeling, not seeing. And allow your subconscious and higher self to work together here to bring always up what is right, and do not second guess it, except of what comes as a first thought, because confirmation comes to practice, and when you later write it down, you will get the confirmation in a later time that these guides are real. The first thing of question is it male, is it female, or is it a neutral spirit, like androgen spirit, like angelic beings are? Second question, how long has this being been with you? And how long is this being going to stay with you? Third question, what is your color frequency signature? Everything in the universe is color and sound, swinging atoms. And so we have a soul thumbprint, we have a soul frequency, which is just unique for us. We have a ray, and so has every single being. I would like you now to ask this being which color frequency it carries, that you can see it and feel it and communicate with it better. I would like you then to let this color frequency flow from your guiding one to you, this color frequency, and then back, so that you have a very good telephone line, a very good connection. And later on, when you're a little bit more familiar with your guides, you might also see color flickering and you know, oh, this is this one. I remember. The third one is the name. Now don't get shocked with the names. The names can be very simple, they can be very complicated. Whatever comes up is correct. And the more you work with your guiding ones, the more they will reveal. So from a simple name it can becoming a very extraterrestrial name or complicated name or significant name. Just work with what is given to you in this moment. It's okay. The next question is the significance of this guide. What are you supposed to do for me, support me with, and teach me? The job description for this guide. What are you guys working together with? And then is the question of a gift. Not every guiding one or guardian comes with a gift, but as they are given, we might ask about it. So ask, do you have a gift for me today? Yes or no? And if it's a gift, is it a gift given inside for my own private use, or do I find it in the outer world, like a ring for confirmation or something for confirmation? Which brings us to the next point. How do we know it's you? When we just walk down the street and we are not in a half meditative state. How do we know it's you? I call this the kenning, the acknowledgement, the symbol connection. Do we feel a tickle behind our ear or a fragrance? Is a butterfly?